Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Day in the Life. Now, today is Friday the 4th of June. It's about 5:45. I'm just heading into the office to actually open up the trading floor for the day. It's absolutely crazy to say that we're already into the second half of 2021. You know, it feels like this year has just absolutely evaporated before my eyes. But we've had lots of exciting things going on. And so I thought I would pick up the camera and take you along for a day in my life. Now, I've actually not eaten anything this morning yet, but I am having some iced water with like vitamin C in it and some creatine as well, because I'm going to be hitting the gym in a little bit. But anyway guys, I'm going to get into the office and then I'll catch up with you when we get there. Out of breath. So every morning now, I take the stairs. We're on the 9th floor, so that's like a lot of stairs, but I feel like making the transition between being asleep to then sitting at your desk without doing exercise, I just find it very, very difficult to focus. So tiny little bit of exercise in the form of 9 flights of stairs first thing in the morning seems to do the trick quite nicely. And then I'm gonna get upstairs, make some breakfast. What floor am I on? Floor 7. 2 more flights to go. A daily bias. You're with the trend, playing with failure. You get it? So you only need your second piece of evidence in there, which would be now about 8:30. I'm just out moving my car and I'm gonna grab some coffee and stuff like that as well. Because I get to the office before, you know, sort of 7 AM, the security who run the underground car park still aren't in yet. And so I have to kind of leave my car in the middle of the street until 8 when they come in, and then, you know, I move my car and nip out to get coffee. It's always funny coming out to get coffee at like 8:30 in the morning. I've already been in work for a couple hours. I'm already fully set up for the day. And I'm walking past all these people who are, you know, just heading to work, getting off the train, getting off the bus and heading to work. So it's always funny to see that kind of dynamic where you're already, you know, a good bit into your day when all these people are just kind of getting to work. So I'm going to park up, I'm going to grab some coffee, and then I'll get you guys back at the office where we're going to do our morning market breakdown on the trading floor. Good morning guys. As always, as we've been doing pretty much every day this week, we're going to look over some of the markets that we are interested in this week. There is quite a few highs in that kind of region, and then you've got this as well. That's the only thing that would put me off trying to bid down there would be this, because it is a huge zone really, isn't it? I don't know, I wouldn't really play it like that, but that is the issue. You do have that full zone you're just buying straight back up into. My concern would be that instead of this happening, what would actually happen would be price would get down there and then it would just trade up into the zone and then sell off on the NFP. So I think, what Matthew, you said you were looking for a break and retest of these highs?
Yeah, I was looking for an entry around the area Calvin was talking about, but to go with approach seems far better.
See, to be
Right,
honest,
just into the double top.
I think on this there is the possibility to also see if you were to just draw in that zone that we're kind of concerned about like that. And then if the market was to get down there today, if we got back up and reclaimed the zone, to then look for your entry in that kind of area, as you get the retracement, you get a bit of strength come in and you get some bullish structure form, and then try and get him from there. But so we just finished up our morning live stream from the trading floor for our members. Now, if you're not already aware, every morning of the week, I pull the board into the middle of the room, and myself and the lads on the trading floor discuss the kind of setups we're looking at for the day ahead. Now, in recent weeks, what we've started doing is making this a live stream, which our members can view. So we send a Zoom link out in the morning around 9:30, and our members can tune in directly to the trading floor. We turn the webcam on so they can really kind of get that experience of being there virtually on the trading floor as we all chat about the markets and the setups we're looking at for the day ahead. And what it allows us to do is it allows us to bring the benefits of the trading floor, that collaborative working environment, to our members, obviously via live stream. Now, if you are a KB member or you have a KB course or whatever, these live streams are absolutely free for you. But if you're not and you don't want to get involved, it's £50 per month to actually join the community, or it comes free with our courses and stuff like that as well. So that'll be the top link in the description. So I currently have an order in the market for Aussie dollar. I'm looking for shorts over the course of today. Now, we do have the NFP coming out, so I'm most likely going to pull that order around 5 to 10 minutes before we go into the NFP, and then put it back in 5 to 10 minutes after. The reason I do this is basically if the NFP figure comes way out of line. So for example, there's 645,000 jobs expected. If that was to come in, let's say like 1 million, or a really huge miss like 200,000 or 300,000, something like that, we could see like an extremely knee-jerk reaction in the market. And what can often happen in those market conditions is slippage, where you'll get filled on the trade, you'll get taken out, but you won't actually get taken out at your stop. So to avoid slippage and stuff like that, I don't like leaving orders in around high impact news, and usually 5 to 10 minutes either side, that order will get removed and then put back in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop onto my charts and I'm going to give you a bit more of an in-depth breakdown on that Aussie dollar trade and why I deem it good enough to get an order in. And then of course, if I get filled on that order or whatever before the NFP or even after the NFP, I'll be sure to keep you updated on it. So I'm now sharing my screen. You should be able to see my top left screen, which is a chart of Aussie dollar on the 60-minute time frame. Now, pulling out onto the daily, you can see from the daily time frame, we have this extremely obvious head and shoulders here in the market. Now, I don't typically like to trade head and shoulders, breaks and retests to the neckline and stuff like that when I can avoid it, especially when they're this obvious. The reason I don't like to do that is you can often get a lot of stitch ups, a lot of traps and stuff like that through the neckline, through the shoulders, through these really obvious reaction points where there's a lot of orders waiting. If the majority of people are looking to get short through the neckline and have sell stops under the neckline, what that creates is a relatively large liquidity pool, especially something that's this visible on the daily time frame. It really just creates these liquidity pools, which can be key areas for manipulation. When I say manipulation, I mean people executing large size to get long, buying into these orders, looking for the fake out of the neckline, stuff like that. And so they can be areas that I like to stay out of. Typically, if I'm looking to play the success of a head and shoulders, I'm looking to play it from up within structure above the neckline. Or if we get a break and rounded retest, I'd maybe be looking to play it short from there. But that's at the very kind of most if I was looking to trade it. Now, the trade that I'm looking to take on Aussie dollar today is nothing to do with the head and shoulders necessarily. However, what we can see on this chart is that we have had a very bearish move in yesterday's candle down through a couple of levels of structure there. And so I'm looking to see if I can get a little bit of retracement, to try and step in short. Now, from the daily time frame, I'm going to put on a fib from this recent swing high to the recent swing low. And what we can see when we actually drop down onto this 60-minute time frame As we can see up here, we have a decent sort of inflection between support and resistance. You can see we've had some support back here, resistance, support above this level, support, support, all the way along. Now, not only that, if I zoom out ever so slightly, you'll see that this has been a historically good level, right? So you'll see lows in here, like so, low, high, low. And what we have effectively in here is just a relatively big zone of structure that the market's been respecting. And really I'm looking for price to pull back into that zone to try and step in short. Now, typically I'm not just looking to sell a support, sell a support zone from below as resistance or anything like that. I'm gonna need some sufficient reason to get short from there. You can see we get 61.8 fib coming just above the level. That's a bit too far away from the level for me to take that as confluence. But we can see that the 50% comes in just below it. And so I'm happy to take that as fib confluence at the level. So we've got 50% fib. What you can also see in here, what I'll need to do is make my indicator a different color so you can see it. Let's go with pink for just now. What you'll see in here is ATR. So I have an indicator that plots ATR on the chart, both the ATR high and the ATR low of the day. And you can see that that comes in right around here at 0.7716. So with ATR coming in right around this low, to me that provides some confluence around that low to say if the market was to get there, there's a good chance that we're going to get some mean reversion from that low. And so that's my trade idea going into today. I want to see price retrace up into that low. I want to see a reaction from it. And in terms of a stop location, I'm happy to put my stop above this bearish engulfing candle here, as I deem that's where I'd be wrong on the trade. If the market was to break up through ATR, find some support on that level and begin to push off, I would feel bullish on this market. I'd actually be looking for longs anyway, so I'd be happy to stop out there. In terms of a target, it's all going to depend. At the moment, I'm thinking potentially aiming for this low. So see the market pull back and then run to a new low. I'm happy to take profit at the low. Again, because it could, we could see a lot of manipulation around that low. We could see the market struggle to break it. We could see a fake out, etc, etc. When the market has been ranging, as we have been in this kind of area, and the market's been doing this, and we make a new high or a new low, what it can often do is it can often encourage the interest of trend traders, right? So they see the market slide to a new low, they get a sell stop in through the low, basically so that when the market, they want to sell on weakness. As the market breaks to a new low, they want to get taken with it. And what can often happen around these areas is fake outs. They can run for stops and stuff like that. So again, that's where I'd like to get out of the trade if I do get short. At the very, most, I would be aiming for that low just in case price gets there, fakes out of it, and can't actually commit to go any further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave an order in on this low here with a stop through the high, targeting down around this kind of region. And then if we do get a fill throughout the course of today, it's about 10 AM at the minute, or 11 AM rather. If we do get a fill over the course of today, I'll be sure to pick up the camera and kind of give you an update on what's going on with the trade. In all honesty, with the NFP only a couple of hours away, I'm not so confident that we are going to get a fill on this trade. And it is Friday as well, so I most likely won't be in this trade before the weekend. But sure enough, if I do get into it, I'll be sure to let you guys know.
559,000 for NFP, unemployment rate of 5.8%. Again, to repeat, NFP at 559,000 with a prior vision of 278,000. Unemployment rate of 5.8% with average earnings month-to-month 0.5, year-on-year 2% with a prior vision of 0.4. Turning to Canada, with employment at a loss of 68,000, unemployment rate at 8.2%. Labour productivity still winning that number. So again, just to repeat the full NFP numbers there, 559,000 gain below expectations, with a prior vision higher of 278,000. On the breakdown of private payrolls of 492,000 on manufacturing and 23,000. Unemployment rate of 5.8%, that was below the 5.9% expected. The average hourly earnings month-to-month at 0.5%, prior vision of 0.7, and year-on-year 2% with prior vision of 0.4. The labour force participation rate 61.6%.
So myself and Tim are just stopping in at Domino's to grab some pizza, and then we're going back to the office to do end of week reviews. Everybody's going to break down the trades that they've been in for the week so far and just outline how they got on. Let's go.
Put the journal lucky.
Depending on ordering in this wee row here, just to take it down into there, because there's not much in this road to get in space. I think it was quite a clean move through.
Yeah.
Early down it was looking good. It like came up, almost tagged it, and then it went down, and you'll see the kind of forms. This is the kid's zone.
The candle I filled us was horrendous, wasn't it?
Yeah. Really with that, you want to get filled right at the start of the hour, and then for it to continue down. But yeah, everyone's process was on point. Great too. This idea isn't more on the plan, but acting in the golf and still felt a bit impulsive. But I still didn't feel like it was the wrong thing.
Yeah. So it's around about 7 PM. Everybody's gone home for the weekend, and I'm just getting packed up and getting ready to head home myself. And so I feel like it's a really good point to end the video. That trade on Aussie dollar, I did actually get in it, and then I got stopped out for a 1 hour loss. There was no real opportunities to manage the trade or anything like that, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you know, these things happen. So if you did enjoy the video, guys, please be sure to drop it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you've not already checked out some of the education and, you know, the membership passes and stuff like that we do at KB, that's going to be the top link in the description. If you'd like to get in on some of our morning trading floor live streams and all that kind of stuff, again, top link in the description. You can see our membership plans and our courses and all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.